Hey, it's Chronologically Gaming, the only channel that's perpetually retro because we're playing every video game in order of release. We've gone too far, we've played too much. We're now playing all the releases at some time in September 1982, and we were last playing Galactic Attack. Not to be confused with Galactic Attack on the Apple II, we played in 1980 in August by Sirotech. That was right before they changed their name to Surtech and released Wizardry. We were also last playing Ghost Encounters on the Atari home computer, and I've confirmed this is the very first action video game, that the main character, transforms into other things. So I know in text-adventure games you transform into other things, but there's no action behind it. It's just the text. This is the first time a character was actually transforming into other things. And I'm very curious if David Crane ever played this and was inspired to make eventually A Boy and His Blob, because the character looks really similar to that. But who knows? Let's press forward and see our next game after this commercial break.
Given a choice between learning computing and playing video games,
I know that guy's voice from somewhere.
Exactly. That's why Gore-Tech, a new learning game, was created exclusively for Commodore home computers. As kids play Gore-Tech, they're really finding their way around
it's educational.
And mastering basic computer programming. So before you buy a computer for your kids to learn on, make sure it's one they'll want to learn on.
That's right, Tracy. You're going to have fun playing educational titles on your Commodore 64, and this is Gore-Tech and the Microchips. Did anyone ever play this one? It's essentially an educational title for early childhood. We're talking even preschool to use a computer, like where to type on things on the keyboard. So basically, it's a baby game for babies, and we don't play those here on the show, so I'm going to have to rate Gore-Tech way low and say it's a 1-star game. Of all the games you can play right now, if you are a baby and you tune into Chronologically Gaming, and I know you don't, then you would enjoy this one. But as far as video games on a home computer, this one is low. Way, way low. Really, you do? Oh my gosh. All right, well, let's see what our next title is. Here we go in the United Kingdom on the Jupiter Ace. This is Green Cross Frog. Green Cross Frog. You know what this is. It is Frogger. And it's completely in black and white, so why, oh why, did you call it Green Cross Frog? They're just teasing us. There's no green anywhere. Nowhere on this computer case. Nowhere in the game whatsoever. It's another title for the brand new Micro Jupiter Ace. Do we have anything else for Green Cross Frog? No, just the cassette we're going to pop into play. Man. All right, here we go. Let's pop in and play Green Cross Frog. This is by Ralph Hilton of High Tech Microsoft at sometime in September 1982. And I remember I got to load it up this way. Here we go. Another one by Ralph Hilton. Way to go, Ralph. All right, so this one, again, you have to load it a certain way. It's programmed in fourth. I'm talking like solid fourth. And don't make a typo, and also don't break the game. It reminds me of playing on the ZX81. You hit the wrong key, and the whole thing crashes. Ready? Go! All right, we're in. We're playing Frogger, and again, it's on its side, just like it was with Frog Trek. We're going from left to right, and this is controlled entirely on the keyboard. If you want to call it a keyboard, it's on the Jupiter Ace. But whenever you want to move, you're using the cursor keys, and it's the same cursor keys we've seen on the ZX81 and the ZX Spectrum. 5, 6, 7, and 8, and that's how you move your little Frogger around. Look at the frame rate. It is so mind-numbingly slow that I have to hold the key down and wait for Frogger to make his move. And then we died. It even had a pause whenever it dies. So if you first boot the game up, the response time between my key press and it responding on the screen is, I think, it's about 3 seconds. So you have a 3-second lag when you're playing this game. I don't think I'll ever be able to get across to the other side. It's that mind-numbingly slow. Oh my gosh, yeah, and not only that, whenever you decide to move to the other side or make a command, you are holding down the button, and you have to wait for it to actually respond. Gosh, your death's even delayed. This is definitely the newest low of all the games. It also is even lower than the official Frogger that was on the NEC PC 6001. That Frogger barely even resembled Frogger, and it was a really slow-paced game. But this is a whole nother level. This is incredible. It is also a very brand new home computer, so programming on this one is going to take a little more time. So I know of titles like they've done, like Centipede and Pac-Man on the Jupiter Ace, that we'll see eventually. But oh man, this is, gosh, and it's so difficult to play. Every single row that's drawing in is slow, and then after you're done, do we have to put our name in or something? Let's see. No, it's just because we just broke the game. There it is. And we're done. So there you go. That's Green Cross Frog. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the official worst Frogger variant we've seen so far. This is even worse than Hoppy and Cricket that we had played on the Commodore VIC-20. This one is our 22nd version of Frogger that we played so far. And I'm saying terrible. This is way, if I could say 0, I would, but I want this to be known, because if you say 0, it doesn't really get cataloged. It's not even, not even a 1. Yes, manly and definitely challenging for humans. I'm going 0.5. It's lower than the low. We've already had some Frogger games that I rated 1 star of all the games you could play on any home computer, but this one's way out of there. Yes, and the crashing actually is, we've seen this on computers. Some of the home computers or micros, when you type a certain way, you will crash the game. So it's not really a big fault to the times. It's normal, I would say. Yes, Brian, it is totally dead. All right, we're going from one obscure place to another. Let's see what is next. After this commercial break.
Here we go again.
Here we go again.
Incredible liquidation sale from Urban General.
Oh man, the music in the background sinister. It's the reminder that we're going to have bargain bin Atari games at some point.
Compatible on Atari 2600.
Can play on Atari or the Sears telegame system.
Journey Escape.
And there it is, Journey. We already played that one on the show. This is all these games bundled up into one package, and they're trying to sell it as a lower price. This is all going to happen next year, or probably 1984.
Downtown skyscraper fire with your helicopter and
Thanks for Sitting Arcade. I love them too.
Infiltrate.
And there it is, Infiltrate.
Capturing secret documents from enemy headquarters.
Gotta get the secret documents.
Space Jockey. You are the pilot.
And there's another one we've already played. So this is all Apollo. And it kind of makes you think that Apollo is one of those bargain bin companies.
Space Cavern, where you
and there's another one we played too. All this is Apollo.
Landed on a mysterious, deadly planet inhabited by savage electro beasts. Another $25 value.
Did anybody have this where you bought lots of Atari games bundled in one package for like $10? There it is.
We're zapping that price.
Who would pay $135
Buy this complete video game package
all that?
with over 80 different game variations for only $19.95.
Only $19.95.
Lowest price in America.
Order now. Well, we're not going to order. We're going to buy it brand new as it is in September 1982. This is Infiltrate for the Atari VCS. The latest Atari VCS game. Let's take a look at the box. Yes, so this one is what I've told from some sources as the first version of the box, and I've also been told this is the European version of the box. So we'll look at this one first. This one has some classic secret agent artwork on the front. It really looks like a mixture between Mission Impossible and it also looks like Star Wars, futuristic too. So flip it over the back. It's a video game. 1 or 2 players, you're going to alternate play. You're a secret agent on a mission of crucial importance. Your mission is to infiltrate a top-secret fortress. You must capture enemy documents and get out alive. It's a hectic chase. Hop on an elevator. Survive enemy fire. Fire back. Duck. Infiltrate. If you dare. Oh, we dare. We do dare. And this is the box that I was familiar with as the one in North America. The one by Apollo. They changed it up just a little bit. The character on the front looks a little different too. But it is Spy, and Spy is the name of the game. This is the very first spy or secret agent video game for any home console. Of everything we've seen so far, nothing has put us in the shoes of a spy. Now we get to do it for the very first time. There's the back of the box from North America, and then we also have the cartridge we're going to pop in our Atari VCS and play. We don't have it on Sears. We play on the Atari VCS, or Atari 2600, and there's an example of the screenshot. We also have the manual for Infiltrate, and Apollo has had a mixed bag. When we started off with Apollo, it turned into a third-party publisher that was throwing out a lot of garbage for the Atari, but then lately we've seen a few games that were all right for all the things you could be playing right now on a home console. So here's the situation. You're a secret agent on a mission of crucial importance. Your mission is to infiltrate top secret fortress. You have to capture enemy documents and get out alive. You challenge the diabolical maze of corridors and elevators designed to confuse you and keep you from the documents. You have enemy assassins programmed to shoot on sight. Your weapon is a high-powered laser gun as powerful as that of the enemy. Your advantage is sharp enough to duck when they shoot. It's a hectic chase. Hop on an elevator, survive enemy fire, fire back, duck, infiltrate if you dare. It can be played with 1 or 2 players, and the difficulty switch for A and B just makes the shots fire all the way across the screen or half the screen. And then we have the beautiful control. They've been doing this a lot on the Atari. It's a really simple console. The joystick's it's one joystick and one button, but they always say, here's the controls. This one's a little more complicated just because if you're not used to platformers or anything from the side view, it has ducking for a platformer. It has elevators for a platformer, so it's still brand new. The concept is, upon approaching the elevator, they'll automatically step on a proper loading point and step off when the elevator reaches the floor. If you tuned in for the Miner 2049er episode, when I got on the elevator as Miner 2049er, I didn't know what to do. Because on the home computer, you had to push a certain button to make the elevator go up and down. But here it just does it by itself. There's an example of a screenshot, and then they tell us what scores everything's going to be as we shoot up assassins all over the place. This one has different game variations for 1 or 2 players, so 12 different ones total. So I like that. Apollo's giving us multiple variations, and it reminds me of playing an old school Atari game. There's the Matrix, just like when Atari has their manuals. You can do the assassin's speed and intelligence, level 1, 2, or 3, and you can even have invisible assassins if you want to. I would not want to do that. That sounds really difficult. All right, so it's time to pop in and play some Infiltrate. This is by Innovative Design Software, published by Apollo at sometime in September 1982. I'm going to start with Game Mode 1 and hit reset, and we are in. This is pretty cool. It is a platformer. We're going from left to right, and we have elevators. I'm able to shoot to the left and right, and I have the difficulty switch set so I can shoot all the way across to the other side. The documents are at the top of the screen. It looks like a giant L, or a blue L right now. You get on the elevator, you move across, and whenever you're on a floor, you have the ability to duck just like this, but you can't shoot. If this formula sounds familiar, you're thinking of a game that comes out in 1983 called Elevator Action. Elevator Action does not exist. I even saw a source on Atari Mania that said this game came out in 1981, but I find that really hard to believe. This one is too advanced to be so close to when Donkey Kong was released. But you get the document at the top, and you see we have another one to pick up over there at the bottom, and I'm going to make my way down there. Every time you kill an assassin, they just respawn almost immediately. Watch when I kill the blue one. Look, he comes back right behind me. Sometimes they appear at very unfair times too. So we took care of him. Let's see if this guy comes up. He's going to ride up the elevator. Oh, no, we missed him. But the gameplay is really fast and fun because of the shooting. It's essentially taking platformers that we've already played before and allowing you to fire, and that makes it even more fun. Ducking mechanics also very fresh. In fact, of all the games we've played so far, there's only about 3 games that we've been able to duck as an action character. Pickaxe Pete comes to mind, and there was another one we played that was almost like the Zerk on the Coco that you could duck as well. You know, the random respawns are not fair. So the balancing there is a little off, but you'd be able to work with it. Like, notice I can get to the top now. I also can't fire on the elevator. Let's get up here. And there you go. So the game is constantly going up and down, getting the documents from the top floor and the bottom floor. So as a secret agent, it's a typical Atari VCS or console game, gameplay-wise. But the elements here, while you could argue that this is fairly simple, at this point for consoles, this is very good. The elevator mechanic we've seen originally on Bellhop on the Apple II in May 1982, and then Miner 2049er had elevators as well. But this is playing and feeling just like Elevator Action, but that game doesn't exist. Oh, am I already game over? That's it. All right, let's do a different game mode. Let's go with game mode 2. They should have smarter assassins now. I can already see them now. They're even more mischievous than they were before. Yeah, this one is a lot of fun. And now I gotta ask everyone the big question. For genre-wise, the run and gun genre is essentially taking a platformer and you give them a gun. And one of the very first we ever saw was Space Cavern by Apollo, which just had a bare bones elements of a run and gun. So this one is one of the very first. Again, you're moving around on a side view and being able to shoot things. It's not as fast and frenetic as the later classic run and gun video games, but this is the beginning. We're starting to see the beginning of it. Because most of them were trying to play like a Donkey Kong game as a platformer. At this point, they even call them ladder games because you're climbing ladders as Donkey Kong. This one is our 77th platformer of all video games we've seen so far here on Chronologically Gaming. This one is the 14th platformer you could be playing on a home console. All of the 12 that we played, they're more like Donkey Kong style platformers. They're not trying something new. So this one, making it a shooter and a platformer with the elevators is really, really fresh. Ugly looking, what are you talking about? We have multicolored platforms. That it looks gorgeous. I would say just by a hair that Marauder or running and shooting things on the stealth side, similar to Berserk, plays a little bit more fun, but you know, your mileage is going to be different if you like this kind or not. I still say this is very well done, and just strange that Apollo went from a lot of trash to something that isn't total trash, something used to it. Yeah, using that color palette of the Atari. So there's a quick taste of Infiltrate. If you had a partner to play with, you would just be taking turns every time you die, so it's not as compelling as playing at the same time. Doesn't have that yet for the Atari VCS. I still say of all the games right now you can play on a home console, it's a fresh idea, it's doing lots of things we've never seen before, and on a platformer with a gun, that's where it shines. So I'm going to say 4 stars of everything so far for a home console. If it was on a home computer, the competition would be a little bit higher. Yeah. Yeah, Ubicore says 4 too. I see 3.5 from Bardo Man. Yeah, Charlie and Errol are with 4 as well. Yeah, as far as console games, this one's top tier. Very, very well done, especially for Apollo. Now, where's Activision with a shooting platformer? All right, with that, let's see what our next title is. We're now going to the United Kingdom to play on the Sharp MZ series of computers, and here's Knight's Castle. This one is so obscure, no pictures except a few screenshots, so we're just going to pop in and play Knight's Castle. This is by Knight's Computers at sometime in September 1982. We're actually going to have to load this one up, going to the cassette tape and fast forwarding. Plug your ears. Ah! I'm in hell! That's what loading games was like. Well, we're loading it way faster than you would have. Bold Knight! You must pass all the defenses to reach the maiden. Press any key. Alright, we have the any key. I found it, at least this time. And here's the controls. You just move the cursor keys forward or you jump forward. That's it. There's only 2 controls. I love it. Alright, let's go in. Got a nice scroll on the side, which is kind of cool. Alright, so I'm down at the bottom. An adorable knight that can move from left to right on a fixed screen. The first screen is called Ye Old Firing Range. Love it. And then you make your way to the wall. So cool. Oh, very nice. So it is doing what is essentially scrolling, but minimal scrolling to get to the next screen. It's like a modified flip screen scroll. And now we have Ye Old Slug Farm. Oh man, this is great. It's another one of those titles that I want to see what the next screen is. Alright, let's keep going. Oh, you gotta be it's tricky there. How many lives we got? 3 left? Okay. Yeah, I love how you dive head first too. Alright, looking good. Let's see if we can make our way... Oh man, the slugs come around really fast. We can't let the Ye Old Slug Farm get the best of me. It looks like they're moving around randomly. I also have no way to move backwards. Just so you know, I'm only able to go forwards. I can jump forwards and I can move forwards 1 tile at a time. Yeah, it's tile-based, or program tile-based. Game over. Do we want to play again? Oh yeah. Yeah, I do. Yes, we are the Bold Knight and reach the maiden. Will we reach the maiden here tonight? I don't know. I love the concept of this. So this game is honestly like a title we're going to see later called Dragonfire on the Atari that we haven't seen yet, and then another title called Hunchback. It reminds me of that, but this hasn't happened yet. So this is new. Plus they're switching it up with different levels. I love it. Oh no, wrong jump. The control is really, really sloppy though, because all I'm doing is one tile at a time to move forward, and then whenever you jump, you have to jump up over the top the exact same way. There's no variation to that. Okay, I think we got it. Just gotta be careful. Nice, we're done with Ye Old Slug Farm. So this is fun. This is really fun. Now we're at the Ye Old Jumping Guards. What? Okay. Oh, there's no way. How am I supposed to... I knew that was gonna happen. He was gonna go too slow and get hit by him. Alright, let's try it again. Alright, works. Wow, brutal. It feels like I'm playing an obstacle course right now. But, I mean, multicolor? How bizarre. It's very touchy, too. Moving the one tile at a time sometimes doesn't respond perfectly. Yeah, see right there? I moved one tile instead of two, and sometimes I move two. So very, very, very touchy, but it actually reminds me of games we're going to see later on microcomputers in the United Kingdom, where it's brutally hard, but it makes you want to keep going to play further and further. It's so fun. So yeah, it's a platformer. It's very rigid, but it's great because you want to see what the next screen is. What's the next Ye Old I'm going to be checking out? With all the mistakes and deaths, you know what this is? It's like playing Meat Boy, but from 1982. We just need to see all our deaths over and over again. But that game doesn't exist. Pretend I didn't say that. It's September 1982. Nope! Oh man, so much fun. Yeah, best one we've seen on the Sharp MZ series of computers. This is Sharp MZ 700 that this one would have been on. So good. Alright, oh yeah, fancy footwork there. Good job, Knight. We got it. We did it. Alright, so I need to know what's up with the control forward. Sometimes it moves 2 tiles forward, but sometimes it moves 1. And it's critical here at Ye Old Jumping Guards area. See, it just moved 2. I only tapped it 1 time, though. Oh, see, it just moved 2, and I tapped it only 1 time. So, you got me. It did it again. Alright, I'll take it. Here we go. Alright, we're going there. I don't know if I can make it, though. Here we go. Go, go, go. Alright, this is it. Last round. We did it! Yes! What's the next screen? After Ye Old Jumping Guards. It's the Ye Royal Stable. Oh my gosh, how in the world do I get past this? Alright, let's see. There. Go, go, go! Run! Oh man. That's a good one. That is a diamond in the rough for sure of all the games you could be playing right now on a home computer. Knight's Castle is fresh. It's really fresh. Of all the titles so far, I gotta go way up there. That's really fun. And I want to see how many screens there are. Does anyone know how many screens Knight's Castle has? Yeah, Curtis is saying 3.5 or 4 even at that high. I see Charlie saying 3.75. Yeah, above average. Yeah, I would say 3.5 of all the titles so far. And Manly, yeah, if it's fun, it's fun. The controls are so simple, but because there's changing up what each level is, I actually want this to be known. Knight's Castle needs to be known. 4 stars. It's excellent. It's so much fun. That's true. Thank you, GE Stream. Yeah, I think that was what was happening. It may also have been the emulation, because for a computer like this, sometimes it's not going to be perfect. But man, so cool. Yeah, I want to say it's just too much fun, and I want to just keep going. This is the game I'm going to come back to after this episode to want to see how many screens or how far I can get. So there you go, that's Knight's Castle. Let's see what's next. Oh my gosh! It's time for Lovers or Strangers on the Apple II. Terrible, terrible title, and terrible, terrible game because it's not even a game. All this is a quiz for a husband and wife to see if they're compatible or not. Are you lovers or are you strangers? And we don't want to find out. So I'm going to have to give this one way down low. half-star rating because Lovers or Strangers on the Apple II is even borderline, is it a game? It's really not. It's kind of like those biorhythm games that we've seen for home consoles, where you find out your readings. This one is another one. Find out your readings if you're compatible or not with each other. Lovers or strangers? We'll stay strangers, thanks. Oh, you do? I hope not. All right, let's see what's next. Also on part of that spectrum, here's Madame Rosa's Massage Parlor for the TRS-80 color computer, also for the original TRS-80. This one is an adults-only game. It is similar to the soft porn adventure that was done by Online Systems, but I would say even less taste than that one. This one is a text-only adventure game. So whenever you're playing this, it's going to have a terrible experience because they don't put as many tongue-in-cheek or comedy elements in, and there's this weird sound that goes over the background of it. So I've heard that there's like this annoying sound effect or static while you're playing the game. So it's just a really bad game. As usual, any games that are adults only here on the show, we just breeze right by them and we do not play them. Just like we do for anything that has content that's going to be, only for adults. So I'm going to say of all the titles so far, this one isn't really doing any favors in the game world. So I'm going to have to go low. Madame Rosa's Massage Parlor, I'll say half star for you as well. That is true. Yeah, it is text-based. Thanks, Curtis. We already hear enough annoying sounds here on the show, so we're just going to go right to the next title. After this, we're back on the Apple II, playing real video games. Here's Dung Beetles, and I say that with a title like Dung Beetles. Doesn't sound very appealing. Dung Beetles actually should have been released back when we first saw this. We saw the game called Tumblebugs on the Atari home computer in May 1982. So this one should have been around the range when that came out, because it's been understood to me that this came out first. Apple II was first, and then the Atari. So we're gonna just change the date for it. Here's the box for Dung Beetles. Very fitting because it's kind of what the game is. You're zooming in with a magnifying glass over a top-down maze like Pac-Man. Why you would call it Dung Beetles, though, I don't know. The name for this game was changed several times. It was called Magneto Bugs when they renamed it on the Atari home computer, and then Australia, it's called Bug Attack, which sounds better than Dung Beetles. The hot sands of Egypt desert is spotted with great stone pyramids. These monuments pay homage to great kings like Tut, Ramses, and Amenhotep. Their rich treasures and mummified remains are guarded by unsolvable mazes, secret passages, and mysterious curses. This has nothing to do with the gameplay. One lesser-known pyramid stands out from the rest. It is the tomb of King Tutskoop. Tutskoop had been king for 3 weeks, and he was caught erasing 18 minutes of hieroglyphics from the court records. As punishment, he was cursed to spend eternity wandering his tomb, picking up Tana leaves while being chased by vicious dung beetles. His only reward for his labor is another maze, more leaves, and more dung beetles. It's a fast, high-resolution arcade game, challenging, addicting, and fun, and there it is. So we've already played this when we played it as Tumblebugs. So we're already familiar with the gameplay. The object of the game is move your player, the little white critter in the center of the magic magnifying box, around a maze and clear away all the white dots, just like Pac-Man. As you move around the screen, you leave a trail of red dots behind you, not like Pac-Man. 8 voracious dung beetles wander the maze randomly until they cross your trail. Dung beetles will follow these trails, eating the red dots as they move. If you can avoid them and clear the maze, you're rewarded with a harder one, more white dots, and 8 new dung beetles. And they show the scores here, and the game control, if you use keyboard, you can, but it also is controlled with an Apple II joystick, and that's what we're going to have plugged in. You can enter a command to turn the player around. At intersections, push the joystick at an angle and move in a diagonal direction. If the maze permits, it even allows diagonal movement. Different from Pac-Man, then. You can pause the game with Escape key. Game sounds can be turned on with Control S. I think almost every Apple II game now, you can turn the sound off if you want. If your joystick doesn't function, you can do Control R, and then they have some strategies that you'll need to know to beat those dung beetles. All right, it's time to pop in and play Dung Beetles by Bob Bishop, published by Datasoft at sometime in September at sometime in May 1982. Nice title screen. High res it is. We already gave credit that Bob Bishop was helping or had the original design when we played Tumblebugs. All right, so pushing a key on the joystick, it just goes right in. And we get La Cucaracha. Nice. All right, there you go. So this is the way the game is. It is Pac-Man. Oh, they have speech. Whoa, that's pretty cool. Yes, I want to play again. That was an easy death. I wasn't expecting the game to talk to me. All right, so you're using the outside. If you can see, there's really small pixels that are represented as the dung beetles. And they are on the outside, and they're going to be looking for my path that I make that's orange. You can see there's one right up there. I'll just sneak by him over here. We got another one coming up that's probably going to come down. Yeah, he's coming this way. Come back there. So it's a surprisingly challenging version of Pac-Man. Because your view isn't able to see everything else. Look at that, I almost got bit again. Can we outsmart the dung beetles? Uh-oh, nope, not now. And dead end. I can't believe it, it talks to us. That's so cool. Yes, we want to play again. Oh yeah, good point, Chip Tune. Oh, we'll head up north this time. Nope, they found it. So once they find your trail, then they start picking up on the orange trail to go take you out. So your path is even more difficult than whenever we play Pac-Man. You have to decide the best route to pick up all the dots while also not getting eaten or picked off by the dung beetles. There's another one there. And I'm looking, I can't see any, I see one down at the bottom. I think we can outsmart. Yeah, there we go. Cool idea for a game, though, because majority of these maze games are fixed screen, and this one's like a hybrid. You know, you're scrolling a little bit or part of the screen when you're zoomed in on the magnifying glass, but then the screen itself is just one maze on one screen. So, cool mechanic. We've seen it before. But very, very difficult. And there's other Pac-Man games or other Pac-Man variants we played that have better, you know, ideas. Like the ones in the arcade we've seen, like Mousetrap. This one's essentially the same formula, but it's restricting the play or your view to play. I'm doing all right. I'm surviving for the most part now. I know, yeah, I agree. Whenever I first played this, when we played Tumblebugs, I didn't like it as much. So while the game's presentation, you can see we got speech, cucarachas here, but the gameplay itself isn't as fun. It feels like I'm more restricted. And it doesn't feel like something I would want to learn how to play this Pac-Man way better, like the other titles that have taken the Pac-Man maze game and then made it really fun that you want to learn the new way. But this one, it's a little rough going. Okay, we got another one coming this way. And so you need to plan a way to move around that you can pick up the white dots and also lead the dung beetles in directions away from you. Yeah, Errol's saying 3 at most. I'm actually going to be more kind. The gameplay is not my exact cup of tea, so but I wouldn't say any higher than I'll say 3.5. It's still above average, just like we said with Tumblebugs. So 3.5. Tumblebugs plays pretty much the same way. Chiptune says the same, 3.5 too. Oh, there we go. Yeah, and luring them away, making false trails is nice. Charlie's saying 3 as well, and Curtis says 3.5. Yeah, I say it's the same, just like we had on the Atari home computer. All right, and next, it's Megabug for the TRS-80 color computer. If you look on the gameplay, that's it. We're playing the same game, but now it's on the Coco. So the verified this release from magazines. There it is, Megabug. We're going to play the cartridge version on our TRS-80 color computer. It's the exact same game, ported over by, I think it's Ralph Floyd. We'll see when we pull it up. There we go. We'll see. And there's our cartridge of Megabug. Very, very nice. Yep, there we go. So we have the manual for Megabug. It's so many different names. Dung Beetle, Tumblebugs, Magnetobugs, Bug Attack, and now Megabug. Crawling stealthily through the corridors of the maze, the bugs are after you. Their one mission in life is to search you out and make you your dinner. So it's just random bugs. We're not playing with dung beetles this time. Before you find your way completely through the giant maze, their powers of detection are uncanny. The only way to outsmart them is by leaving as many conflicting clues as your whereabouts as possible. You push on through twists and turns of the maze, hoping what lies around the corner is more points and not a mega bug. You have to have 16K on your TRS-80 color computer. Joysticks are optional, but we want joysticks. So it's just how to set everything up. Put our cartridge in. Oh, it has La Cucaracha, right? Yeah, the song's on this one too. Starts the game up with the screen on top. You have a high score for the mega bug that played last when the computer was turned on. Make sure you keep it on. And you can also do keyboard controls if you want to. So your objective is to remove all the white dots from the maze, passing over them as quickly as possible without hitting or being hit by one of the 8 menacing bugs. We've heard this before. Each white dot the mouth removes, you get 10 points, but wherever you go, a trail of colored dots is left behind. And the bugs wander around aimlessly through the maze, but if they come across a colored dot, they start picking up the trail. And I like that concept. It's like the mechanics of actual ants, you know, ants that follow an invisible trail on the ground. That's what they're going to be doing in the game. If the bug manages to stay on your trail and catch you, the game is over. We got you, and we dance around joyously, so avoid those bugs. There's another obstacle to your success. Each second that passes, the mouth fails to remove a white dot, you'll lose 1 point. Try not to leave patches of isolated dots. If you leave stray dots here and there, you might have to travel over long stretches of barren terrain to return them. While you're crossing a barren stretch, valuable points are being lost, and the bugs are still hot on your trail. So yes, it is, they call it strategy, but we're still playing an action game here. And then they got some helpful hints here too. Very nice, Tandy. Great presentation. Here you go. Let's play some Megabug by Steve Bjork of Datasoft at sometime in September 1982. Oh yeah, and you can also double it to, I think, 16 bugs. Is that right? There you go. We got La Cucaracha playing from our TRS-80 color computer. All right, now, are we doing a track mode or are we in? Okay, no. Attract mode. Now we're in, and you got to do the same we did on all the other home computers. You just push a button and you're in. I love that. It's like you're at the arcade. You don't need to mess around with the keyboard. Okay, so now we're in for real. Oh, I thought we were in for real. Now the control is... It's died on me, or my joysticks died on me. The bugs are going to eat my dust.
We gotcha!
Oh, they talk in this one too. But gameplay is just like tumblebugs. Gameplay is just like dung beetles. I'm amazed at how close it is. Okay, now it's back. I don't know what happened to the control before, but now it's doing what it's supposed to. And yep, it plays and responds the exact same way. It's amazing to see ports that are this close to the original on Apple II. And if you want to check the links down below, you can see Tumblebugs on the Atari home computer. It plays and looks the same way. So well done with the porting process for this game. It's awesome. Oh, the ones on the outside look better as they dance? Maybe we're playing higher resolution on the color computer. Yeah, this is very well done. And I didn't start off on a higher difficulty. You can have crazy amounts. I think it's 16 of the dung beetles around the maze. Get your score going up for all the points there. So there you go, a quick taste of another well-done game for a home computer. This one's still, I'm going to say, for all the titles, whatever home computer you played on, it's still a great game. 3.5 stars, above average, considering every other game you could be playing right now on a home computer. Very nice. Yeah, 16's insane, yeah. Yeah, Bartleman seeing 3.5 as well. It's above average. It's still fun. It's still Pac-Man. We're still going to have lots more of those. Let's see what our next title is. We're back on the brand new Jupiter Ace. Here's Memory Stars. Memory Stars is so obscure. The box is just like the other ones we've seen by high-tech Microsoft. It's better than normal Microsoft. All right, let's pop in and play Memory Stars. This is again by Ralph Hilton of high-tech Microsoft at sometime in September 1982. Ready? And load, run, run. And we can use the keys 1 to 5. Okay, I'm ready. All right, that was 3. Oh, gosh. All right, so 3, 3. The sound is so bad. 3, 3, 5. Got it. Or 3, 3, 4. So it's, okay, 3, 3, 4, 2. 3, 3, 4, 2. Gosh, it's Simon, but we're calling dogs. The pitch is so high. 3, 3, 4, 2, 2. It's almost like we're being punished. It feels like we're playing a game that's going to break down our senses so that we I know why. Why is right. Gosh, it's terrible. Of all the games you can play right now, it's Simon. It's a simple game of Simon, but it's just the sound is so bad. That's even with it turned way down. I'm gonna have to go solo for this one. Definitely a half-star rating because we played other Simon games here on the show. Simon, this is the 9th game of all games that had Simon in it, and this is not the way to do it. Just get an original Simon. Gosh, I know, right? Yeah, maybe dogs would like it more, Curtis. The pitch of the sound is too terrible. I've already blown out 2 headphones here on the show. It's crazy. If I could have, I'd do it 0 too. All right, what's next? We're going to the United Kingdom to play on the Sinclair ZX81. Here's Meteor Storm. Not to be confused with Meteor Storm on the Atari home computer we played in August 1982, and not to be confused with Quicksilver's Meteor Storm on the ZX Spectrum. Here you go. It's Meteor Storm. This is by DK-Tronics. The only title we've seen by them was 3D that Jeff Minter did, and I can't confirm if Jeff Minter did this game. It's possible, but I can't confirm it. So what else do we have for Meteor Storm? Oh, we get the full spread. Open up the whole cassette case. That's what it looks like for your ZX81. Oh man, I like the ZX81, so I'm excited. Let's pop it and play Meteor Storm. DK-Tronics at sometime in September 1982. Another one for the ZX81. Got a title screen, nice. You have to protect your laser base from the falling meteoroids. Sounds simple, but they move down the screen at all different angles and at different speeds. To aid your defense, you have a very powerful laser and a panic button. This will destroy the meteors anywhere on the screen. This weapon should be used with care as bonus points are given on unused panics. Okay, there's the panic button. And we've seen that before. That means this may have been programmed by Jeff Minter because he has another game called Rox, R-O-X, and Rox 2 and Rox 3 that we've played. So there's our controls. We have move left and right, and then fire left and right, and then the panic button. All right, so that is C and B, all right. And we can have difficulties, all right. We are experts here on Chronologically Gaming. I'm hitting 3, and we're in. Oh gosh, yeah, it's fast. So there I can move left and right, but my shot is firing off at 45-degree angles on the left and on the right, and that's all I have. I get a bonus, though, because I didn't use any panic. I did not panic. And we're just breaking down the zeros as they come down. They're obviously meteoroids. On the ZX81, there's no need to use your imagination. The graphics fly at you like real life. I mean, look at that. The clarity and the smoothness is so good. It does feel like I'm playing something by Jeff Minter, and the opening had a little smart aleckness to it, so maybe it is. But yeah, controls work. Left, right, fire 1 and 2 directions. Where's my panic button? Panic. Oh yeah, just okay. Panic just gives you a reprieve. It just stops the screen for a little bit. And then you just keep going. How far can you get? How many lives do we have? And then there's our game over. High score 1830, and we can press P to play again. There it is, the high score. No one's made a higher score than that on Meteor Storm on the ZX81. Because no one tried to play expert until now. Of all the games you can be playing right now on a home computer, it's all right. Think of the other shooters that have been out there. We played better ones on the ZX81 that are fixed shooters than this one. So I'm going to have to go low. It's bad of all the titles so far. 1.5 stars for Meteor Storm. You would find some enjoyment. They have 3 different difficulties, but I would still say bad. Curtis is being generous, 2.5 stars or subpar. Yeah, fast. Bardo Man is with me with 1.5. Richard's at 2. Chiptune's even lower with 1. There's just so many games on the computer to compare to that are shooters that I can't deny those. All right, let's see what's next. We're back on the Jupiter Ace, the little computer that just won't quit. And this is Micro Maze. Let's take a look at Micro Maze, another one by high-tech Microsoft. They're just pumping out more and more. And there's the cassette case we're gonna play. Here it is, Micro Maze by Ralph Hilton of high-tech Microsoft. Go Ralph. He's done so much for the Jupiter Ace. All right, so here we go. Let's load. Do not make a typo. The whole system might crash. So if anyone says Chronologically Gaming doesn't play every single video game, well, this might be proof. All right, so we're in. Oh, I better start moving. I'm on the top left. Yes, there we go. Okay, it's using the cursor key, so I'm very familiar with 5, 6, 7, and 8 to move around. The enemies, I only have 2 enemies that come at me, but we're essentially playing Pac-Man. So it's dot collecting. Oh, wait, the whole game crash? Whenever you die? Am I back to the screen? Can I just try run, please? Just run? It does. Okay, run just works. All right. So it didn't crash completely. They trapped me in. There's smart one. All right, let's run again. So when you do a game over, it really does wipe your whole score away. All right, there we go. Yeah, we're playing really, really simple Pac-Man. The bare minimum of what Pac-Man would be. It's a maze. You move around and you pick up dots. There's even no power-ups. It's just avoid the enemies and pick up the dots. So simple. We played better versions of Pac-Man on the ZX81, and if you think of the color scheme is rudimentary, we played even more rudimentary titles than this one. And it is keyboard controls only. I am racking up the points. We're going to do it again. Another high score. The first ever Micro Maze high score on the Jupiter Ace right here. Go all the way across. There we go. See if I can outsmart this guy. Oh, it looks like they blended into one another. Oh, he got me that time. All right, so if you're thinking to yourself, this is terrible. This doesn't even look like Pac-Man. Well, believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, we've played worse. There's been worse Pac-Mans than this. This is not the worst Pac-Man. This one is our 103rd Pac-Man variant of all the games so far. And this one, if you do finish the maze, it has 3 mazes that you'll see. The worst one of all Pac-Man games is still, the contender is Gobbleman on the MS-DOS, and some of the really bad ones have been Pac-Man Trail on the ZX Spectrum, Gobbler on the Atari home computer, Chompers on the TRS-80, Atom Man on the Acorn Atom, and Apple Bug on the Commodore VIC-20. So this one is around the same range as those titles. Like all those other ones that I mentioned, they're not as bad as Gobble Man on MS-DOS, but they're this one's Micro Maze is about that. That's what I would say. It's that same quality of those titles. So I'm going to say of all the games you can be playing on a home computer, it is 1 star. Yes. Manly, yeah. It works. I see 1.5. But there is no power-ups. The movement is a little slow, and notice that the enemies, like to keep up with them, it's still the same level as those other titles we've seen on home computers. Yeah, I still say 1. And then Chiptune says I'm being too generous. 1 star. 1 star is in between broken and bad. So of all the titles on a home computer, that's fitting for Micro Maze. All right. What could possibly be next? We are flying through so many titles that were released at some time in the 3rd quarter of 1982. Here's Micro Painter for the TRS-80 color computer. Micro Painter is really not a game. It is just a paint tool or art tool for a home computer. The only reason it's here is because, honestly, it's because of Mario Paint. Because Mario Paint came out on a home console and it was an art tool for a home console. Now different computers or home consoles want to show all the other art tools they had, and we're not going to have a comprehensive list of everything because home computers had real art programs, not just playful ones. They had actual realistic art programs trying to do the best they can, and we're not going to showcase all of those. This is essentially just an application for the most part. So you can see Micro Painter It's a cartridge, though. So I will pop in and play a little bit of Micro Painter, if you want to call it playing. This is by Steve Bjork again of Datasoft. At sometime in September 1982. There we go. I don't even think the joystick works. No, joystick does not respond. I think we have to have a stylus for this one. All right, so what is your pitcher's name? I'll start with Chrono, maybe? And then Run. Oh, that's right. You need to have the stylus, so this isn't going to work either. That's it. It wasn't even a game anyway. Micro Painter doesn't count. So I'm going to have to go low. Way down. Half star, borderline 0. Is it a game or is it not a game? And I wouldn't say so. Yep. Yes, I'd be surprised too. Yeah, I didn't see that one. Micro Painter didn't have it. Well, I also wasn't thinking that we were going to actually play the game as much because, you know, it's just a art tool. Obsidian Arcade. Yes, you were not robbed because I always give you the only video games. Everything that's a true video game here will be showcased on Chronologically Gaming. I don't want to give you all the stuff that's application software out there. Otherwise, we'd be playing a bunch of VisiCalc clones, and no one wants to see those. All right, that's where we got to put our video game playing on pause and play some games another day. We got some more releases coming up for home computers, consoles, handhelds, arcade. We do it all. Tune in next episode for a riff of asteroids on the Coco and HAL Laboratory is back to give us a game for Commodore computers. That's it for today, and like I always say, joysticks are not included. Hey everybody, thanks for checking out the channel and joining me on my quest to play every single video game in order of release. We'll be streaming live every weekday at 9 p.m. Central, so join us and let us know if we missed any games along the way. This video would not be possible without Launchbox, RetroArch, and MAME. Tell all your friends there's some crazy guy named Chronologically Gaming trying to play every single video game. We have links down below that'll send you to places like our Discord and Patreon, and one that says all the video games we've ever played. If you go there, it's a list of everything, and you can click right to the game you want to see. Chronologically Gaming is the name to look for. We are perpetually retro, and we will catch you next time.